Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great end to your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. I am a big proponent of, I don't talk about the Heisman Trophy until about week 6. You look up, here we are, it's week 6. And my reason for that is because of two guys in specific, Geno Smith and Leonard Fournette. If you know, you know. I remember growing up, Geno Smith had the best start to a season anybody could ever have. I can't remember his exact numbers. I'm going to be paraphrasing, don't quote me on this. But he led West Virginia to a 5-0 start. He had something like, it was an insane amount of passing yards, but 20 touchdowns to 1 interception. Everybody's talking about, yeah, if the Heisman Trophy's given out today, you know, everybody's going to vote for Geno Smith. We're not even going to have a Heisman Trophy ceremony. We don't invite one guy to New York, and what happens next? He doesn't have a good end to the season. I think West Virginia wound up losing a couple games. What year was that? I can't remember. If you remember that year, you already know what I'm talking about. And also Leonard Fournette, heading into the Alabama game, or really before that, he was rushing for 200 yards per game. I remember when he ran over that guy for Ole Miss. I was all over SportsCenter. He not only was rushing for 200 yards a game, he was trucking 2 to 3 guys. He had his own stat line for trucking players. It was something out of this world, and everybody was hyping him up heading into the Bama game. And what happened? Derrick Henry put on a show. Long story short, you never really should be talking about the Heisman Trophy until the midway point or until the end of the season, because the Heisman Trophy will always be won at the end of the year. It doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. You can have we're not going to say a crappy, but a not so good start to the beginning of the season, but it's going to get overlooked because we're humans. We have recency bias. We care about how you end the year. Your Heisman Trophy winner more times than not are going to be one of the hottest players in the country on one of the best teams in the country. You do have your rare case and scenarios where you have a player win it who's not competing for a championship, like a Johnny Manziel, Robert Griffin III that 1 year at Baylor, and most recently, Travis Hunter. But like I said, those are rarities, and I'd say 98 or 99% of the time your Heisman Trophy winner is going to be on a top 12 or top 15 team. Or heck, I think I could bump it up to a top 10 or top 8 team, but you get the point. You got to be on a really good football team. That's number one. That's a non-negotiable. You can mark this down from this point on. You'll never see a Heisman Trophy winner on a team that goes 7-5 or 6-6. It will never happen. It can't happen. Because you know how these voters think? Well, it can't be that good. If he was good, his team wouldn't be 7-5. I digress. I wanted to share that with you to give you some context and perspective on how I view the Heisman Trophy. I try not even to bring it up until the halfway point of the season, around week 6, week 7, week 8, somewhere around there. And here we are. I mean, you look up, it's already week 7, so I guess it's time to talk about it. I'm not going to sit up here and say we're going to have separate videos talking about it. Maybe y'all want to see me come out with my own rankings. Let me know in the comment section. That's something I've never done on the channel. We have our own rankings when it comes to college football. We react to the AP poll, but I don't release my Heisman rankings. So like I said, y'all want to see that in the future, I'll consider it. But since we haven't talked about it at all, I'm going to give you my top 10 with everything I've seen up until this point. Let me explain to you how I formulate my rankings, because there's a thought process. I try not to overcomplicate it. I look at a couple of different things. Thing number one is, and I think everybody should take this into account, the stats. Men lie, women lie, but guess what? Numbers, they never lie. You got to have good numbers. It's as plain and simple as that. Number two, the eye test. How have you looked? Because sometimes the numbers aren't always a good indicator. How have you impacted the game? Have you played some big-time teams? Have you made some big-time plays? Stuff like that. Some things aren't going to show up on the box score, like if you're a defensive end and you're getting doubled and triple teamed and your teammates are benefiting from that. You got to take that into account, at least if you ask me. Number three, you don't really hear people talk about this a lot, but it matters to me. When I turn on the game, do you stand out to me? Do I look at you and go, oh yeah, that guy, he's an X factor. He's a difference maker. Do I feel like if I took you off of the team, they would be worse? Don't want to overcomplicate it too much. That's how I formulate these rankings. And of course, there's some other minor things that go in there, but I touched on the main points. Coming in hot, though, at number 10. Drum roll, please. Act like I inserted some cool drum roll sound effect. I got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Haynes King from Georgia Tech. Shout out to the Yellow Jackets. Has there been a more impactful player this year in college football than Haynes King? If you got to ask me, I don't think so, partner. And this is one of those where you can't just look at the numbers, because if you're a box score watcher and go, Matt, what are we doing? He only has 3 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. QBR 77. I mean, that's right at 25. It's not bad, but Heisman Trophy. Yes, my friend, Heisman Trophy conversation. The things that Haynes King does for this Georgia Tech football team, they're not going to show up in the stat sheet. Look up the definition of grit. You're going to see this picture right next to it. Yeah, he may only have 3 passing touchdowns. That's not great. but he has 7 rushing touchdowns. You got to bring that in there. He's more of a running back than a quarterback. He is Georgia Tech. He's the entire team. You take him off at Tech, heck, they're probably 2-3 right now. And some may argue and say, Matt, I think Haynes King should be higher up. I don't blame you. He's definitely got to be in the conversation, though. At number 9, I got Indiana's quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. He's having himself a stellar season. He has really impressed me in that Kurt Cinetti offense. 1,200 passing yards, 16 touchdowns. That's a lot. At the halfway point to only 1 IT. I love that in a quarterback. Taking care of the ball, good touchdown-interception ratio, QBR of right at 82. That's top 15 in the nation. They're sitting pretty at 5-0 heading to a matchup with the Oregon Duckies. They also got a Heisman contender on their team. We'll get to him in just a second, a little foreshadowing. At number 8, I got the young man, one of the best stories in all college football, Trinidad Chambliss from Ole Miss, the quarterback. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? Not that he's up for the Heisman conversation, but the fact that he's even starting for Ole Miss. He was QB2 heading into the season. It's supposed to be Austin Simmons' team. He gets hurt, and Chambliss like, hey, watch out, buddy. I got it from here. Outside of his amazing story, he's been, well, amazing thus far. He's only played in 3 games, started 3 games, and he has 1,000 passing yards. That's crazy in 3 games. He also beat LSU, by the way. 5 touchdowns, 1 INT, QBR, 3rd best in the entire country. At number 7, this could be controversial. I got Joey Aguilar, the transfer quarterback that went from UCLA in the whole Nico, I'm going to leave you trade swap to Tennessee. He does have 5 interceptions, but he has a gunslinger mentality, and I love that about him. He doesn't care if he messes up. He goes, we'll get the ball back, and he just keeps letting that thing fly. That's a character trait you cannot teach. He's a little reckless, but I think he fits into that Josh Heupel offense perfectly. At number 6, for my running back lovers, I finally got a running back to throw in the mix. I got Ahmad Hardy from Mizzou. Whew, this guy's a monster. 730 rushing yards already, but here's what you really need to pay attention to. It's not like they're force-feeding him. He is averaging 7.1 yards per carry. It's hard to even believe that's real, but it is. 9 touchdowns on the ground. Is there a better running back in all college football right now than Hardy? I don't think so. I would say he's got your best chance when it comes to the running backs. At number 5, I got Timmy, a.k.a. Carson Beck. This one really speaks for itself. Carson Beck is one of the best quarterbacks in all of America. He could be higher, but I'm cool with sitting him right at the 5 spot. Here's the thing with this list. If you see someone you think should be higher, whether they're at 3, 4, 5, 6, some spot like that, don't go, well, Matt's hating on. I'm not hating on any of them. We're talking about the Heisman Trophy, man. Everybody on this list is a great football player. It's just that somebody's got to be ranked ahead of somebody, so that's how it works. If Timmy Beck keeps it up, he'll definitely get invited to New York. At number 4, I got the injured quarterback for the Oklahoma Sooners, John Mateer. I'm going to keep it a Fortnite V-Buck with you. I only dropped him because of he hasn't been playing, and unfortunately, if you're not playing, you got to fall in the rankings because you're, well, it's going to sound dumb, but you're not playing. You can't improve your resume. He's not hurting it, but he's not improving it. Meanwhile, guys like Ty Simpson, Dante Moore, they are improving it. If he wasn't injured and he kept playing like he was before the injury, I'd have him at number 1. He can definitely get back up to a number 1 spot, though. Hopefully, he can give it a go against Texas. At number 3, I got the best wide receiver in the nation. It's not close for me. I see all these nerds on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, saying, oh, yeah, but he's not leading the country in receiving yards. He's not leading the country in touchdowns. Dude, shut up. Tell me you don't know ball without telling me you don't know ball. Jeremiah Smith is arguable. He's not even, okay, he's not just the best wide receiver in the nation. There's an argument for him being the best overall player in the nation. Let's get that straight and clear. I'm tired of the Jeremiah Smith, I guess you'd call it disrespect, but don't kid yourself. Don't just look at the numbers and go, oh, well, he's not leading the country in this category. It doesn't matter, dude. He can't control how many times Julian Sain's going to throw him the ball. However, he can control what he does when he gets it, and he's been nothing short than fantastic. Give me old Jeremiah Smith at number 3. At number 2, I got the Oregon Duckies quarterback, Dante Moore. When you get to the top of these rankings, I really don't even like to say too much because their game, it does all the talking. Dante Moore went into irrelevant Penn State and treated them like his you-know-what. I can't repeat that word on this channel, but you know what I'm talking about. On the year, 1,200 passing yards, 14 touchdowns passing, by the way. 1 interception, QBR, top 20 in the nation. Outside of Penn State, hasn't really played anybody, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. You're not going to be slowing down Dante Moore. And at number 1, you probably know who it is since we haven't talked about him up until this point. He's in everybody's top 10. I got Ty Simpson from Alabama. This one's not complicated. There's no arguing it. When it comes to the most rated NFL quarterback right now in the country, it's Ty Simpson. Turn on the tape. It is beautiful to watch, man. It is a masterpiece. So good, and he has turned this Alabama team around. You can make an argument and say, without Ty Simpson, Alabama's 2-3. I know for sure if they don't have a quarterback like Ty Simpson, they don't beat Georgia, and they're probably not beating Vanderbilt. On the year, he is right at 1,500 passing yards, 13 touchdowns. That could be 15 or 16 if Ryan Williams didn't drop multiples just by himself, to 1 interception and a QBR of 82.2. When you look at his body of work, when you look at the tape, when you look at what he's done up until this point against top teams, he went into Georgia, beat them like it was nothing. He had a really good showing against Vanderbilt as well, really good against Wisconsin. He was okay against Florida State. I think he's got to be number one. With Dante Moore, yeah, he had a great showing against Penn State, but Oregon's only played one good team the entire season. Alabama's played Florida State. That's a fringe top 25 team. Vanderbilt, a current top 25 team. Georgia, a top 10 team. And also manhandled Wisconsin. Hey, Wisconsin ain't good, but that's a Power 4 team in the Big Ten. Alabama has had zero run support this year at all. They have just asked Ty Simpson, hey, we need you to carry us, and he has rose to the occasion. With some of the other guys on this list, they haven't been asked to do the things that Simpson has been asked to do. So that's why I got Simpson at number one. Many more things I could say. We're going to end it off here. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts and your top 10 down below. But